So I want to go ahead and make this clear. Nintendo apparently hasn't learned a thing about how to sell things. They're still continuing their same tactics as before. They still haven't made the SNES Classic easily available. And to prove this point, I want to give some articles. Specifically, been some articles online that said specifically that Nintendo has sold in 4 days for almost 400,000 units of the SNES Classic. That might look huge, and it is overall for like games and stuff and game consoles, but at the same time, it's not really. They know the demand for this is much huger than what they release. This is just a minor like shipment of consoles. I hope they have much more, but to be honest, I don't think they're gonna have more than maybe 2 million consoles on the market by the even that seems like a huge number by the end of the year. And I think more people want this console than what they're making of them, and that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate because I was really hoping Nintendo was gonna step up and release several million of these so that they're so easy to find that people can buy them at stores. They will, because this is a nostalgic console. People will buy it. Yeah, you don't have to release them all necessarily at once, so hopefully that's their tactic. They're not gonna release them all at once, but I was at least hoping the first initial 1 million would be released with the first shipment, because then everyone that basically was trying to get it would get it. At the current moment, you probably have a friend or something that knows who were able to get it. Unlike the NES Classic, which you may have heard someone may have one, but yeah, that's a little bit bigger than last time. But it's still very minor. It's still very hard to get this console, especially in the U.S. In Japan, it's still hard, but you don't have to pay super scalper prices because luckily in Japan stores are scalping them. So whatever, they increase the price by like $30 so people don't buy them, and thus you can buy it yourself if you want. But still, in the U.S., this kind of tactic is rare. Stores will not necessarily scout the system themselves. But anyways, it's still almost impossible to find. And the U.S. is just it's really crazy. Like I'm kind of really disappointed in Nintendo so far, and I really hope they make this even much more available than it is at the current moment. Because at the current moment, I'm not satisfied. I'm pretty sure many people aren't. Many people are still left out, and it sucks. It really does. I don't know what hype they're trying to create. I know they're just trying to create more momentum for Nintendo since last year's stunt kind of worked. Nintendo is now one of the biggest companies out there again, and their Switch is going crazy. But like the thing they have to know is because they finally start to release things that people wanted. People wanted the Switch. People want the NES Classic. Like no one wanted the Wii U. It has nothing to do with creating the short supply, whatever they keep doing it. They keep doing this for years, and they're gonna keep doing it. Unfortunately, this sucks. I'm tired of the company. I'm getting more tired of it every day. Like the sale last night, especially for ThinkGeek. I mean, yeah, they're becoming more available, but what if I had to talk specifically about what ThinkGeek did? I would say what they did was just awful. They should have known that their site was gonna crash the second they released that tweet where they said the SNES Classic is available. That's like basically saying that the site's down. Like, let's take the site down and not let anyone buy it. Because the only people that I think bought the console were people that bought it, like, noticed that it was, the button to add it to your cart was available right before. I missed it by like a minute. I missed it by like a minute because the second they posted the tweet, I had seen it basically, I think at the same time the tweet was posted, it was gone. Like, the site was unreachable. And that's kind of inexcusable because, like, it's seriously something that they knew was gonna happen. And then this goes also towards what Nintendo's doing. Nintendo hasn't been releasing enough of these, and because of it, so many people are trying to bombard websites, and that's what they want. But at the same time, I feel like of those 400,000 consoles they sold, like 100,000 of those have gone to scalpers. So that means like not even 400,000 people own these things. It's mostly like maybe 350,000 or something like that own enough, but still, like I even question that, to be honest. Like it's probably most of these sites are going down partially because too many people visit them, also because there's bots buying these consoles, let's face it, and it kind of sucks because I really don't know how they're making money anyways. Like, if you're trying to scout this and you're only making like $20 after you pay all your fees. I don't see how it's worth it. You need so many of these, and some people only have like max they could probably get is 10. And at the end of the day, if you sell all 10, you're gonna make maybe $200. Is it really worth all this work to do that? To just get that small amount of cash? Like, seriously, you can make much more with just about any job. Like, I'm pretty sure you can find something that'll pay you $200. Maybe not in the US anymore as easily as it used to be, but still, there is something you can do. You don't have to go down this really difficult, complicated route. And it also makes you poor, because if you keep these things, you might be able to sell them in like 10 years for way more, and you're not going to do that, I know. So the thing is, like, seriously, whatever. What Nintendo's doing is, again, it's annoying. They really need to stop this shit. Like, they really, really need to stop doing this scalping bullshit thing. They need to deal with it straightforward. They need to stop. And they have to release way more. Reggie said they're gonna release more, but they're doing it in such a shitty way. They're doing it slowly. They're doing it almost impossible for you to get it. So it's upsetting. There's no need to do it this way. At least announce when you're shipping them to stores, so then people can go to stores. ThinkGeek told us when they're gonna ship it, so we kind of know now that some stores are gonna get it, and then GameStop also did the same thing. So we know they had it at the store that day. So some people got lucky and were able to get them. That's great, they did that, but Nintendo doesn't tell you when they're shipping it to tons of other stores. Other stores aren't telling people. You just have to get lucky, and that kind of is, again, unfortunate, because if it is such a limited supply, there should at least be a way for you to know where you're going to get one, and so you can go there and get it. You can't depend on online stores. Online stores are just going to computers or buying these things. Bots are buying them. And it's just pointless. It's a wasted exercise. It's futile. Like, you can't do this. Like, you can't depend on that. So, like, at least release them to stores so people can go to the store and buy them and tell people where and when you're shipping them. So at least they have an idea of when. Or better yet, sell them on your website. You know, put them on your website. Make pre-orders so that you can fulfill them. That would be the best thing you can do. But Nintendo is not going to do that. Nintendo should just put it on their website, so if they get like 3 million pre-orders, they'll make 3 million consoles and then ship them. Even if they can tell people it's going to take 2 years to get your console. If you pre-order it now, people will still do it, and they'll be happy because they know at least they're going to get it. But you're not doing that. What are you doing? You're shortening supplies. You're making it so that people like me or whatever start talking about it. But you have to realize, especially for you, Nintendo, that people are talking negatively, and they're getting fed up. I'm already fed up with the company. I don't know how much longer I can keep supporting them, like, constantly with this. Like, am I gonna buy Super Mario Odyssey? I wanted to, but I kind of feel like I shouldn't, because, like, what are they gonna do? Short supply of that as well, so that I can't play it? I'm tired. Like, it gets tiresome. It's like watching a TV show, and they have like 20-minute commercials. Eventually you're gonna say, like, fuck it, I don't want to watch this anymore, even if you did want to know what the conclusion is. I've done it so often already with other TV shows, that, like, specifically like TV shows that have cliffhangers, and there's just no way that I can catch the next episode, even though I wanted to. It's bullshit. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna do it, so I give up. Like, and I'm gonna give up with this as well. Like, if I can't get this, I'm done. Like, I don't want to play games. I don't want to be played with. I don't want to do that. It's either going to be easy to get, or I'm not getting it. And I'm not getting other Nintendo stuff either, because fuck it. Like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I don't want to do this shit. Like, honestly, how much can I do? Like, I don't want to. Like, people need to realize this. Like, Nintendo needs to realize this. I'm just one person, but I'm not the only person. If these things are impossible to find, and, like, if they're not, like, where you walk into a store basically at one point and you don't see one, they don't have to be like you walk into the store and you're tripping over it, but if you don't see at least a way to get it. Like, I can understand if there's, you know, limited supplies and buy them before they're gone, and they have, like, trillions of them at stores, and then if you just didn't buy it before the end of the year, they're all gone. That would have been okay, because that's what Disney does. See, Disney does the Disney Vault. They release a certain number of Disney movies, or they used to do this. And once that was gone, like, you would be out of luck. You would have to wait until the movie gets released in, like, 10 years. that was a way, I guess, to do what you want to do, where you shorten supply and then you make people really want to get what's there because it'll become rare with time. But that's not what you do, Nintendo. What you do is like you on purposely short supply from the beginning so that people are upset with it from the start. What happens though? Eventually people catch on to this. It's been going on. I understand it's been going on for more than 30 years with this company. And I know people didn't catch on then, but they're catching on now. And unfortunately for you, thanks to the internet, people care now. And people see that you're being shitty. And then when people see that you're being shitty, they walk away. They're not gonna take this. Seriously, honestly, I'm not gonna take it. I'm sure other people aren't gonna take it. Back in the 90s when the N64 was hard to find, I actually believed that shit. I actually believed it was a hard console to buy. But guess what happened? The PlayStation came out a year before and it's still outsold the N64. And it took time for it. People were delusioned that the N64 was better, I remember, for like 2 years. Until like 98, after Legend of Zelda came out, that console basically got dropped by everybody in favor of the PlayStation. And I think people realize that maybe, now looking back, especially me, I kind of feel like maybe I was one of those people that got fooled by the short supply, that people actually really wanted that console. And I think no one really wanted that console as much as they make it seem like they did. Oh, especially not in other parts of the world. In the US, maybe, but again, until like 98, until like everyone started switching to like the PlayStation. And I know this might not be true for everyone, but I feel like everyone started doing that. They started really switching once they could, because the PlayStation came down in price. And every friend that I talked to, they all started with an N64, thinking the N64 was the future, but they eventually ended up with PlayStations in the end. And I think the reason, again, was because we all fell for it. But nowadays we're learning. We're seeing it constantly with Nintendo, and that's kind of unfortunate. Like, there's no need. There's no need. Like, Switches are easier to find on store shelves nowadays. People are still buying them. There's no need for the short supply. There's no need for all this thing. You've proven this before already. You've proven it with the Christmas thing. You don't have to sell things on Christmas to make it successful. You don't need to keep doing this, but you still do it. Why? You want the news stories? They're not gonna help you. They're just gonna anger people in the end, and I don't understand. I really don't understand. Anyways, I'm done with Nintendo for now. Probably not gonna buy anything Nintendo for a while until they fix this shit. I'm done, basically, for now. Hopefully they fix it. I don't care. I don't know what they have to do, but I don't know if I can keep this up. Seriously, I don't know. Whatever. I'm out, guys. Subscribe if you want. Whatever.